Welcome to Woodturning. Remember the broccoli Burl? I want another shot at this one.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best-in-class carbide wood turning tools. Do you have wood phobia? I do, and I know most wood turners do because everybody's got a piece of wood that scares them to death, or more than one. But when we did the broccoli Burl, I wanted to keep this stem down here and make it into a really cool piece. Well, I don't think I did it justice. This thing really is a beautiful burl, but to really release all the beauty and the coolness of it, I've got to get rid of a lot of the burl, and that's what scared me. So today, we're going to get over my wood phobia. We're going to make this into a nice footed bowl. The first thing we need to do is de-broccoli-fy it. Now before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors, Robust Lathes and Easy Wood Tools, because without their support we wouldn't be here, and that would be no fun whatsoever. And by the way, I'm an authorized Robust dealer, so if you're looking for a lathe, give me a yell. And the other thing is I have a website which I sell angle gauges and rulers and things like that, plus a really, really cool hollowing system. So anyway, let's get on to our project. This is probably about as sketchy as a mounting thing I've done in a long time. Now you can kind of see this sticking up here. Okay, I've got a wedge in here because we originally mounted the broccoli Burl on here with a worm screw. So I've got the worm screw in there, I've got a spacer, and then I've got the wedge. My reasoning for that is this is the lowest part of the Burl, right? Well, if I put it on flat, it would go way down here, and then when I come around to turn here, I'd turn away all this Burl to get an even edge. So I'm kind of hoping this has moved this out enough that as I turn this down, I'll wind up with these little bumpy points all the way around. Really nice look, I hope. And we're gonna go with a face mask with this one and a bowl gouge. So I'm gonna turn the speed way down on the lathe to start this up. Bring my face mask down. Then let's see how this goes. See if that wedge flies out. Well, a little bitty bit of a burl is just way out around. Okay, that looks scary enough. We'll go with that. I'm going to take a bowl gouge, just make a really slight pass here. Listen for any ticking sounds. There we go. One thing with burl, there's a swirly grain to it. So you have to take light cuts or you're going to tear out the grain. And my goal here is that we're going to preserve the grain on this to where it looks really, really nice and clean. I'm going to stop that to look at it just a bit. So where we're cutting is right here, and that's cutting beautifully. This is hard as a rock, but there's the chip out. See right there? So as you're pushing out, it's going to chip out. I want it to chip that way, not this way, because I want to preserve this, so we're going to go in and in for a minute. I'm going to take some of this off, and then we're going to work on the middle to do a special mounting technique. So I've got this almost shaped. I don't want to shape it all the way. I got to leave a little bit of shaping to do later, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to get a good smooth surface on this because I want this part to be done as done can be. And I'm using a negative rake scraper. This one's made by D-Way Tools. Jimmy's a really good guy. Really, stuff looks like art. I mean, that is so cool looking. But the negative rake is great because as it goes across the edge of the wood, it takes feathers of wood and doesn't rip it up. So it's just an amazing tool. That grind helps you just come in here like this and just take little whispers of wood off. And since it's a burl and the grain is swirling, this is one of the best ways to get a smooth surface, because you don't want to sand at 80 grit on this thing. You want to start at 220 if you can. And so way out here on this edge is where you're going to have the most trouble. And just a nice light touch, it leaves a really cool surface. So we got a couple issues with this piece now. Is there's a wormhole screw in the bottom, right? So I only have so much depth left of this piece. So I'm making a very shallow bowl. But now I want to create a recess in here so I can turn this around and turn away all of that. And I think the best tool for the job is probably going to be my good old-fashioned skew. So let me get some measurements and we'll start turning the recess. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark the exact center of my blank. And I got my measurement. The minimum recess, the opening that I guess it's called a mortise, I can put the jaws into and expand out, is 3 inches. So I want to come up here, don't touch the wood with it. That's why this is wood, that way it doesn't hurt the piece. So there's my 0. So right here would be 2 inches, right? Right here, another half would be 3 inches. So I'm going to go out even a little further and make this a little bit extra wide because I want to make sure that I don't make the hole too small. So now I'm going to come in here with my skew and I'm going to just gently work my way into that mark. I can't go very deep in here because, like I said, I don't have a lot of room, right? So we're probably going to make about a 1/8 of an inch deep recess at most, a mortise. And then we'll expand the jaws into that. So give me a minute here and I'll have that done and I'll show you how it hooks up into the chuck. So when I'm talking about a dovetail, I'm talking about that triangular shape. So it's really strong and powerful for holding onto wood. So on the inside, you make it flared for your tenon and it grabs and it can't come out. On the outside, if you do this to the cut you're making, like I just did here, this comes in here and it sucks up into the corner like that. So theoretically, it's going to be really tough for it to pull out. But I'm doing the turning, so theory be damned. We'll see what happens. So the recess is working for right now. My goal is I have about a 1/2 inch hole here. I want to turn this away, but in the process I want to leave a foot here and then hollow that out. So I'm going to use the foot as a really neat design element. We're going to turn this on and hopefully I can pick the speed up a little bit now that I've gone through there. Okay, yeah, that was really scary now. Okay, we're just going to take our time and get rid of all the burl that we were too afraid to cut away last time. I'm feeling with the heel of the tool as I go back, by the way. That way I don't get in any trouble. So now I know, okay, it's stopped, so I'm going to come back in and get rid of that little bit of wood. My foot's going to be about there, so I'm going to stop there, come back, let the heel hit, turn the tool open just a little bit, get a cut started. This is really, really hard wood, so you just want to take your time and sharpen a lot. So, give me a little bit and I'll be back with ya. So we're getting thin. That's about an 1/8 of an inch, thick 1/8 of an inch. And I'm formulating how I want this to look. So I'm going to need to do a recess in here, mortise, just like I did on the top, to hold it to turn the top again. But I'm going in really deep, so I'm messing around with the idea of using these jaws. But I can't make this inside straight or it would touch here and it wouldn't hold really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slope the inside out, flare it a bit so it'll grab here, but it won't touch here, and then a little bit later we'll do some carving to get rid of what we have that's extra. But we're getting there. I probably have about 1/4 of an inch to play with on the depth right now, and I'm coming in with my skew and I'm trying to make these legs flare outward from the bottom, so I'm coming in and putting an angle on them on the outside too. I think it'll be nice and dramatic. It'll lift the bowl, the really thin bowl, shallow bowl, off the table and give it a really good look. That I'll keep working on this for a while and then we'll hook up again. So it worked. I got the jaws to expand on the inside, so we have a flared foot on the bottom. And this is getting pretty thin. I'm going to thin it out a little bit more. So that's about a fat 1/8 of an inch right there. That's what I'm shooting for, if not a little bit thinner. I have to be careful as I make this curve though, because if I go too deep, I run out of wood on the bottom, and then we make a really cool looking funnel. So pick the speed up for my sanding. Again, I'm going to come back here and hit the base of the tool against there, the bevel. And then when I turn, I know where my cut's going to start. So now we're going to feel it, come in here and start a real light cut. And you can see I sharpened my tool before I did this, so it's really cutting well. And I'm also going to look over the side to make sure I'm following the shape. So it takes a little bit of whittling down, a little bit of nerves, and then we're going to have a really cool looking bowl here. Looking pretty cool and pretty thin, isn't it? Now we're going to work on the feet, and it's real hard to see, but I've marked off 1, 2, 3. Those are the points. That's where the feet will be. I want to scoop out in the middle here. An aesthetic thing, this I think is the front of the bowl, so we're going to make a scoop out here so you're looking through all the way through to the back. So there's nothing in the front blocking your view. Now, this is a Ram Products carving system. It's really cool. It goes really fast. You can change the bit to rotate left or right-handed. You can go up to about 45,000 RPM, which is fun. And then what I have here are cut-saw bits, and they're really coarse here on these, and I have some fine ones. They're just perfect for moving a lot of wood. So it's just going to be sitting here, kind of putting this in my lap, and just slowly moving the wood away. If you let it rest too long, you'll burn the wood, it'll blacken it. So if I do like that, you see it got black, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep doing light cuts as I scallop this out. So this will take a little bit, and I'm probably going to go get a dust mask here in a second, just to be on the safe side too, because it makes a lot of dust. So I think things turned out really well. There are feet. Pretty cool, huh? And the wood is incredible. This is a great lesson in learning not to be afraid of a piece of wood, not being afraid to take wood off. Because if you don't take wood off, how can you be creative? And so you just have to take the plunge sometime. And I was teaching a class, and I had to tell one student because they were terrified of what they were doing. I said, it's just wood. So they went, what? And I said, it's just wood. You know, it came from a tree that was cut down and is going to be burned up or made into mulch. So if you make a mistake on it, you're not wasting it. You learn something. So in this case, I wouldn't call this just wood, but the whole idea that made this beautiful was the fact that I wasn't afraid of it this time. So get a bunch on here, and let's look at the top here in a second. But then, as we call it, wood turner's porn. That is the best thing on earth, isn't it? Okay, ready for change? Here we go. Woo. Wow. I love it. This is cool. I'm going to keep putting a few more coats on here just to get it nice and rich and deep in there. But that is how you make a footed Burl bowl. That is really cool, and like I said, don't be afraid of the wood. So until the next time on Wood Turning, keep turning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.